Hello and welcome to the Arventa podcast and how to get your business essentials together. And today we have Kurt from Foxlynn, general contractor in construction industry. And Kurt is about to share what his business does and how his business is running from the operational perspective. Welcome, Kurt.
Hi, Daria.
Can you please tell a little bit more about the business to set the scene?
Hi, Daria. My name is Kurt, as you said, Foxlynn Ltd. We're a general building contracting company. So we cover a wide aspect of construction, everything from the ground up to roof, landscaping. We also do maintenance work. So we cover quite a wide, I won't go into naming them all, but we fit kitchens, we do bathrooms. So we're a general building contractor and maintenance. We have subcontractors. We contract to people. We have our own customer base. We have repeat business. We do a wide range of services. So everything needs to be logged, mapped, and controlled.
So Kurt, thanks for introducing your business. And where are you serving your customers? Where your customers are located?
My customers are mostly in the South Dublin area, but we will travel. We do work for a fitness company, so they're planning on opening 50 gyms around the country, and we will be doing our first one for them in Dunleary soon.
That sounds interesting. You have like a variety of projects and variety of different customers. I would assume, and it's pretty much my assumption that you're serving both residential and commercial ones.
Mostly residential, but yes, we do some commercial. We would do, yeah, mostly in the dry lining and demolition area in commercial.
And for how many years are you running your business, Kurt?
This particular business, probably in and around 10 to 12 years. Prior to 2008, there was another company running. And prior to that, I was a sole trader. So it's a journeyman in construction. You start off with your apprenticeship, which was carpentry, and then you move into subcontracting, main contracting, project managing.
That's fantastic. They have a vast majority of experience in specific this sector. So let's dig in a little bit deep. So for all these years that you were managing your company, Foxlynn, and being a sole trader, like being in construction industry, what would be normally the tools that you would use for your business operations, and what were the challenges with those tools?
Well, the first step would have been to go and look at a job, quantify it, give it to a quantity surveyor to price, and then come back to me. But it was done in a diary, ledgers, notebooks, then PCs on Excel. Trouble with Excel is that you'd have to copy and paste a lot of stuff, so you were rinse, wash, repeat. I did say that we ran the business like a fire brigade, putting out fires here and there, emergency work, last minute stuff. Very hard to keep track of all the alterations, changes, extras on jobs, as inevitably happens. The unforeseen contingencies. There's a lot of paperwork to it, a lot of records and tracking and timesheets, changes. All this, and it needs, the way things have gone in the last 20 years, everything needs to be logged and recorded.
Well, that sounds input that you need to do in the business, and on top of that, keep on running and doing the job and everything. But what if you compare your life, let's say going back 5 years ago and now, what are the main changes? Have you changed any operational stack? Do you have any new tools? Are you doing something differently? And is this a big change in your operations, or how would you actually describe it?
The major changes would be mechanization to get as much mechanical mechanical equipment as possible rather than physical labor. If you can mechanize something, it's much easier. You also own what you own or rent equipment. That will be the physical aspect of it. Technically, moving from ledgers and diaries to the PC. The biggest change has been in the last few months since getting the AI tool, Arventa, incorporating that into the company, adapting ourselves to Arventa, and Arventa learning and adapting to us.
That sounds interesting. So, congratulations on this. And how did Arventa change your life in general, or how does it feel now to use AI?
AI is great. If you put in information and it will come back to you and ask you for clarification or tell you that it can't do it this way, that you have to do it another way. But once you adapt to that system, um, you learn from each other. It's a two-way street, really. It's not just um, you get stuck and you can't move forward. It helps you circumnavigate issues, like stuff. For instance, I was doing an invoice with stage payments, and I wanted to say that the two-stage payments had been met and the third stage payment was due. It will calculate all that, and it will then present it to you so you can proofread it before you send it to the customer.
Well, that sounds interesting. What are other features of Arventa that you find useful for your specific business?
I find the AI chat very helpful. I tend to do most of my interaction with Arventa through AI, as in I would type in the area or use the microphone to say, AI update quote number 012 to invoice, add this extra, subtract this, change, calculate at the VAT rate, and it'll all come back to me. I can then open it up in a PDF to have a look, to proofread it, go back in and make any changes or alterations. If I forget to do something, I can go back in and it'll automatically do it. So I don't have to call it back up and make changes and suddenly delete everything I've just spent an hour on, because it can be quite complex when you're quoting jobs and pricing time, materials, taxes, everything into the system. So that's where it's great. It's you get this mental block where you, oh my God, I'd rather cut concrete than I'd send emails, but it just streamlines it. I call up contacts. I say, um, record timesheet on particular client. I can have some of my subcontractors are also customers, so I will be invoicing them and they will be invoicing me. Lots of stuff like that. Really, I haven't explored all of the features. It certainly lessened my time at the computer and streamlined it.
That's brilliant examples, and thank you so much for sharing this, Kurt. So we touched the topic of AI, and everybody is talking about AI right now. What would be the main impact of AI on your industry, if there is any, and if there is none, then there is none. But maybe you have your thoughts on this.
Construction has become far more. Um, I was going to use the word litigious, but it's You need to track and control everything from health and safety to insurances. For instance, when I send a quote to somebody, it will give terms and conditions. I can add cover sheets for insurances. I can um, arrange payments, IBANs, QR codes. It streamlines it. It also removes that awkward moment where you're on somebody's doorstep saying, I finished, can I have payment? You just send it. And sometimes I finish jobs, sent them an invoice, and next thing I'll get a notification to say paid.
Well, that's interesting. And if you move general like into other industries that you touch base, maybe your suppliers or other subcontractors that you work with, do you see any particular influence of AI on their jobs, their industries, and their businesses?
Big time. It helps me track a job. So I can put in timesheets of how many men, what their rates are, how long they were on a job, material used. If I use the one suppliers, it would be emailed to, or I can transfer it to Arventa, so I can track how much time has been spent on the job, how many men were there, what materials were used, what the tax is on it. And that helps me at the end of the day find the areas where I was on um, light on pricing, or if I need to correct something, where I made money, where I
Okay, okay. So, and thank you so much for sharing this, Kurt. And how do you feel about finding new customers and leads? Is it still the word of the mouth, or you are using some specific tools to do that?
like word of mouth because um, it's a recommendation. It personalizes it. Um, you it it gets rid of all the time wasters, people who are just looking, to waste your time or to compare quotes. So you have an open goal. You're going in and you have a recommendation. You know they're not just wasting time, getting a third price or something like that. I've been so busy that I haven't utilized social media, which is something I will do because I'm thinking of specializing in certain areas. So that would be a good tool to use for that area of business.
That sounds brilliant. Thank you so much. And Kurt, just to finish up, what would be your top recommendation or advice for the fellows in the same industry in today's world, full of technology, full of AI, and a lot of options out there on what to do to become more efficient, to become more customer focused, and to be more agile, let's say, in the ever changing and fast changing business world?
Get organized.
Very important and very precise to the point. Thank you so much, Kurt. Your insights are really valuable and much appreciated. And thank you for being here and for helping out with this information to your fellow industry members. And this podcast was sponsored by Arventa. Thank you, Kurt, and till next time.
Lovely talking to you, Daria, as always.